Okay, so it's been a little bit of time since I last reviewed Sisu a little bit ago. I don't know, stuff in my life has been busy. I got a new job, and I had prom and prom weekend and all that stuff, and has been a real dry spell of new releases lately. I don't know what it is about May and April, but they've both been really low on the new releases, which is odd. But we're getting like the Little Mermaid this weekend. Next week is a big week because we've got not only the Boogeyman, which I'm excited to see, but we also have Spider Verse. So that'll be, you know, that'll be something for sure. I'm definitely gonna be reviewing the Little Mermaid and seeing it at some point. I just also have another prom and my senior trip within the next 2 weeks. So, the schedule will kind of be funky again. I'll try to, review stuff as much as I can. Fortunately, Netflix dropped Missing, which is a movie that came out earlier this year. So that's what I'm going to be reviewing today, obviously. And HBO Max just switched over to Max and has put on Shazam! Fury of Gods, which is not a movie I'm really particularly looking forward to watching, but it is something that I will also be reviewing, just as like placeholders. Also, A Man Called Otto came out on Netflix, just as like placeholders, just for the time being, I will be reviewing those. So also, if you want to like see my thoughts before I review the movie, like I give quick little bursts of thoughts on my letterbox, so make sure you're following that. It is Jake182. I will link that in the comments, or not in the comments, in the description as well. Just to preface all of that. Also, I got a tattoo, which that's why that is there. It is a title fight tattoo. That's why that's on my arm. Anyway, let's talk about the movie at hand, Missing. I remember first seeing the trailers of this and kind of being a little bit intrigued. It seemed interesting enough. Although it was weird because I was like, this is like the exact same movie as Searching. Like, why are they just like ripping it off? Is this like a sequel in some weird way? And it is connected to that movie. It's not like a direct sequel or anything. None of the characters that were in Searching are in this movie. None of them like it's not important to have seen that movie to watch Missing, but they are interconnected, and there is like a way that they connect the two movies. So yeah, that does happen. But yeah, Missing is a completely different story, just also told through mostly computer cams and FaceTime and text messages and all that kind of stuff. And it is about a 18-year-old girl whose overprotective mother goes missing. We also learn that her father has died, and that she also has a new boyfriend who might be connected to the disappearance. So, I went into Missing with mildly high expectations. It has a pretty good average score on Letterboxd. A lot of people that have watched it seem to really like it. It was like a surprise at the beginning of this year, and I think it's getting a lot of traction on Netflix recently. So that's mainly why I checked it out tonight with Cam. Also follow her Letterboxd if you're interested in her reviews. It's wameron with a W. I'll link it as well. Anyway, Missing is a thriller that I liked for the most part. Like, I thought it was a decent time. I had fun with it. I definitely was intrigued into the story and stuff, but it kind of left my brain after watching it. It wasn't all too memorable for me, and I kind of fail to see why so many people love it as much as they do. I felt like it was an intriguing movie in the moment and nothing more, if that makes sense. I will talk about my positives, because I did like this movie overall. I still thought it was pretty entertaining. It was a fun time. I really liked the lead performance. I always forget her name, but she was really, really good. I thought she was really likable. I feel like she wasn't portrayed as like an annoying teenage character. She felt like a real person, and her concerns and her interests and her confusion all felt really plausible and all like were really written well, I thought. There's some really good performances from the supporting cast as well. I thought they all did really well. My only gripe is that some of the characterization is a little too surface level. Like, it can kind of be like you're seeing a fictionalized true crime story at times, and it can feel really, I don't know, really bland in points with the characterization. And I feel like they cut a decent amount of corners when it came to that, just because of the limiting gimmick. And I'll talk about the gimmick now. I do like the idea of telling a story through technology like this. One of the first examples that I can think of is the Modern Family episode that does that. And that's one of my favorite episodes of that show, just because I feel like it utilizes that space for really chaotic comedy, and I think it really, really works. And Searching pulled it off really, really well. It really showed that you can make movies this way and have it tell a really good story. Obviously, there's Unfriended and all that good jazz. I enjoy the first Unfriended movie for what it was. And I even found some entertainment in Unfriended Dark Web. It's not great. Like, it's not like a I don't know, phenomenal movie or even like phenomenal concept for a movie, but it is always interesting, and it will always pique my curiosity whenever a new movie like this comes out. So that's also a reason why I checked out this movie. And it utilizes the gimmick well enough. Like, I think it uses its different twists and turns really well through some of the technology, and like how she finds out different clues throughout the movie, I think is really well. There's a supporting character named Javi. I think that was his name. He was really great. No, it was Javier. Yeah, it was Javier. He was great. I loved his character, and I thought he added something more sentimental to the movie than there really needed to be. And yeah, I think that's it for the positives. I don't know. I felt this movie to be, again, really just right through the brain. Like, I watched it, I liked it, and then now I'm not really thinking about it. I felt like some of the twists and turns were a little too obvious. Like, I felt like this movie was very predictable for some reason. I don't know. I felt like there were just moments in this thing where I wasn't really interested in what was going on, because I kind of already knew what was going to happen. And I felt like the movie kind of falters towards the middle. It can kind of be a little meandering and a little like going over the same steps. I definitely think it's way too long. It almost eclipses 2 hours, and I think that like this very easily just could have been a 90-minute movie, trimmed a lot of the fat, and been a lot more enjoyable. I don't know why they tried to stretch this thing out as much as they did. I don't remember how long Searching was, but I don't remember having that feeling with that movie. Again, not to compare it to that thing, because it is its own separate entity, but it kind of pales in comparison to other really good examples of this format. So Missing was a solid enough thriller. It's just kind of another thriller in the sea of like one location thrillers. We have had so many one location thrillers throughout the past 3 years, specifically since I have been like reviewing movies and stuff. There has just been a flood of these things, because they're very easy to make, they're very cheap, and you can get away with not so great acting and a lower budget, just because there is, you know, like a one location. It's paid off in some points, but I think it's produced a lot of really middling movies, and I think it's a trend that needs to slowly die off a little bit more. It needs some more interesting ideas, some more, I don't know, it needs to be rejuvenated a little bit, because this movie isn't pushing the needle in either direction for me. It was fine. I thought it was an entertaining time, and I'm sure you guys will like it. I'm going to give Missing a light B-. So yeah, so that was my thoughts on Missing. Let me know what you guys thought. Did you think it was just kind of decent like I did? Did you really love it? Did you end up really hating it? Please let me know in the comments down below. And other than that, I think that is it, and I will see you guys later.